to become a race to the bottom in politics. So Donald Trump, who I criticize,
it's already at the bottom.
Well,
yeah, exactly. Thank you, Charles. Exactly. I don't want to hear from anybody who's right of center. I simply, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, from the depths of my soul, shut the fuck up. If you, at any point in any of the 3 motherfucking elections, supported Donald Trump, you have lost your right to ever say, the Democrats need to turn down the temperature, the left needs to turn down the temperature. Shut the fuck up. That ship has long sailed, and you know what? You are the captain on that bitch, okay? That's you. That's on you. The abrasiveness of our politics is 100% at your doorstep. You think I wanted to be this guy I am today? You think I wanted to be this crusading, dark, woke guy who's like, fuck you, fuck your feelings, I don't care, go fuck yourself? I didn't want to be like this. I didn't start out like this.
I can attest to that. It must have been like 2016, early 2016, when I first saw a Kyle Kalinske video. I still wasn't a subscriber to his channel though. The algorithm will put him in my feed once or twice a month. Eventually I subscribed and started consuming more of his content, and as someone who has been following him since then, I will tell you, he's not lying. He really was that naive back in 2016, 2017, 2018, as he put it. He was more, kumbaya about the whole dynamic, the whole political environment back in those years, and he thought we could come into an agreement with MAGA supporters or the Republican voter base, more generally speaking. Me, on the other hand, I was on the opposite end of the spectrum. I was like, I had my guard up right after 2016. I was like, fuck these people. Like, we already knew this guy was a racist, a xenophobic person, a serial malignant liar, and a sexual predator. There were several accusations at him by several women that he was very sexually explicit in his behavior towards them, physically and just verbally as well. And so I was like, man, and they still voted for this guy. So I'm like, fuck these people. I don't like them. And I don't trust them. So I had my guard up. Like, my guard was up. I was like, shield up right away, because I just assumed these people were just as bad as him. Like, morally speaking, their moral compass was just as bad, and they hated the same people he hated, pretty much. I remember thinking, like, man, these people are a bunch of deplorable bigots, deplorable racists. I think Hillary Clinton undersold it when she said about half of them were deplorable. More than half are deplorable, honestly. And I remember seeing a video of one of Trump's speeches. I don't remember where, but he was knocking on Obama, 2016 era. And I remember people in the crowd fucking just screaming, yeah, F that N-word, fuck that N-word. Like, oh my God, like, how more explicit can you get? These people are deplorable. And that was around that time, I think, maybe a week or two later, that's when Hillary Clinton made that comment, about half of Trump supporters are deplorable. And I remember thinking, man, she's not lying. I'm watching these fucking videos, and these people only care about fucking kicking immigrants out and just being racist towards people. They didn't speak about much else. So it was clear to me from the beginning. I viewed Trump and his supporters as a bunch of bigots, just people who hated Muslims, who hated immigrants, brown immigrants especially. That was like their primary source of hatred. But not far behind, they were also knocking on trans people, persecuting non-trans people, just changing policy that would negatively affect trans people. And that was my mindset going in, like, soon after the 2016 election. Like that, my mind was set like, yep, these people are fucking crazy and they are dangerous and I don't trust them. They are my enemy, in other words. That was their number one motivation for me into voting for Trump. Hatred against immigrants, hatred against Muslims, not far behind the trans people. They're top 3 groups to target, really. So that was my mentality going into 2017, really, when Trump was inaugurated. Until I started watching Kyle Kalinske, really. I started watching his channel more, and that was his message, his jargon, really. His message was, people who voted for Trump, they're not all racist, The majority of them, they were just voting on his economic message, not the racist part. Like, they didn't really pay much attention to the racism. It's just that people are so desperate for economic prosperity and for things to improve economically speaking, that they were willing to overlook the racism. More or less, that was his message. And then I started watching this other YouTube news channel, The Hills Rising, with Crystal and Sagar back then. Crystal and Sagar, they're no longer in that channel. They started their own channel, Breaking Points, but that's neither here or there, or maybe there, but we'll get to that part. But back then, in the Rising days, Crystal and Sagar, they were striking a similar message to what Kyle was saying. And so then I'm like, okay, fine. I'll lower my guard. I lowered my guard and maybe these guys have a point. Against my better judgment, I was like, maybe they have a point. Let me strike a conversation with more Trump supporters and see where it's at, see where we at with these people. And then when Crystal and Sagar started their own channel, Breaking Points, you start seeing Breaking Points fan pages online on Facebook and other social media platforms. And I'm like, let me join these groups, where, if they watch Breaking Points like I watch Breaking Points, maybe we can, find some overlap there and agree on more shit and see if we can overcome the whole fucking anti-immigrant perspectives and shit. But nah, man, I was totally wrong. The conversations I struck with these people, they never went into economics. Not healthcare, not education, not wages, nothing of that sort, unless it had like a freaking boogeyman attached to it, one of their boogeymen attached to it. Dumb fucking statements, dumb conversations like, oh, they want to transfer our kids. The teachers want to transfer our kids. Oh, the Muslims, they want to usher in Sharia law. Why are the immigrants getting fucking healthcare? Why aren't they on the fucking street dying? Or the illegal immigrants? Because I don't know if you still believe that bullshit, that they're only concerned about the illegals. I got a bridge to sell. Yes, obviously they are anti-immigrant. How many more legal immigrants do they have to kick out or torture or in some cases kill while in detention for you to comprehend it's not just about illegal immigration? But I digress. So I kept trying for about 9 months to a year, but eventually I went like, fuck it. My initial instincts were correct about MAGA specifically, but more generally speaking, the Republican Party as well. My initial instincts are correct. These people are a cult, a sadistic cult, who only want to hurt people they inexplicably hate. That was my default assumption, and I still think I'm right about that. That's their modus operandi, in my opinion, nothing else. So I just went back into full guard mode because, like I said, I was correct. These people are fucking crazy. I saw it from 2016, and against my better judgment, I said, let me try Kyle's way, Crystal Ball's way, Sagar and Jetty's way. And I just saw nothing there. So I just shortly before the 2020 election, I'm like, full guard, fuck these guys. And I'm just glad to see that Kyle finally gets it, that he and millions of other people see it the same way, because that's where we're at right now, man. So let me digress now to the initial point. Kyle really was that guy. He sincerely thought we had more in common with the MAGA people and the Republican Party overall. He sincerely thought we had more in common with them and that we could build together with them. But now he sees it for what they are now. He sees the GOP for what it has become. A racist, xenophobic, fascist, sadistic cult, man. That's what they are. And welcome to the team. He is a real content creator. I just create content from time to time. I don't really have a following. So I'm glad he's there, because he is a way more powerful voice. He has millions. He has 2 million subscribers. Soon to be 3 if he stays on the trajectory he's at. But yeah, that's where we're at, and they are the minority. Don't be so worried about it. They are the minority. The only thing we have to look at is that they have the power, but they are not the majority of America. I am certain of that, and we will defeat this fucking fascist movement. And I just hope more people see it for what they are. There is no building with these people. They are fascist. They are anti-democratic. They are racist. I don't know what the fuck. Why do they get a hard on hurting on minority groups like the immigrants and defending Trump, all his crimes he's committing here and abroad? Don't even get me started on that. Here's the rest of Kyle's rant.
I didn't start out like this. I was fucking optimistic. I wasn't a pessimist. I was naive. I was optimistic. I was like, oh yeah, let's reach across the aisle. Let's change some minds. Let's use arguments. Let's persuade. Then I hit the brick wall that is the Republican brain, okay? Nothing is permeating. Nothing is getting in that bitch. And they are filled with vile hatred and bigotry and contempt. And it's like, okay, if these are the rules of the game, got it. You don't have to tell me twice. I can play by these rules too. And guess what? I'm going to beat your fucking ass under these rules, okay? It's your fault. It's your problem. If y'all want to play motherfucking nice, start playing motherfucking nice, and then maybe eventually we'll decide, okay, we can get back to that place. But we're nowhere near that place. And you don't get to fucking pearl clutch. You want a fainting couch? Because a Democrat said something true? Is that what you want? You want a fainting couch?